It's Wednesday, and it's high noon on the campus of East Texas Baptist University, and thank you for clicking in today at goetbutigers.com for another edition of ETBU Extra. Hello, I'm Mike Minka, the voice of the ETBU Tigers, and joining me is the head coach of the Tiger football team, Joshua Eargle. And Coach Eargle, of course, big win Saturday, unbelievable win as ETBU beat Hardin-Simmons 27-21 to be the only undefeated team in the American Southwest Conference. After the game, I saw some interview video, and he was asked, how do you feel? And you said, I couldn't put it into words, but you've had a chance to think about it for 3 days. What does that win, besides the obvious of a conference championship at the time, what does it mean to your football team as you head to play Mary Hardin-Bayer this Saturday?
Well, I'm just so happy for these young men and what they've persevered through and what they've worked so hard for, to be able to see the joy on their faces of all that hard work come to fruition. And they had to play a tough opponent, and they had to make a lot of plays, and they did a really good job of being able to do that on Saturday. And coming out with a win, I mean, it allowed us to be 1-0, but it allowed us to be 4-0 in conference, and that's the most critical thing going into last week. I share the conference championship, and that's what was being celebrated so enthusiastically. But we've still got some work to do, and we'd like to keep playing. We'd like to play the 11th game if we can. So, we celebrated that for 24 hours and try to refocus and get ready for this big game this weekend.
I want to talk about the conditions of the field. I've been at ETBU since 2003. We've had some wet ball games. We've had some rain, but I've never seen a field so muddy before in my 13 years here on campus. Beginning ball game, you saw your team walk out there where footprints were sticking in the grass, but by the time halftime, there was mud from, I think, the 30 to 30. Have you ever seen conditions that slippery before?
That's the worst I've seen. But, over the course of a 3-week period, we played a game in about 5 inches of rain. By the end of the day, it was over with. We go out of town, but that weekend we were out of town, we get another 2 or 3 inches. And then before the game, we got another couple of inches, and during the game, we just kind of non-stop drizzled the whole game. And so very few fields can absorb that much water. And, today's game, you play on just about everybody you play plays on turf. And so it kind of takes that element out of it. So it was definitely a home field advantage, and we enjoyed playing on the stadium and on grass.
What did your coaching staff instruct your defensive line and offensive linemen to be aware of playing on a field that slippery? Was there any cleat changes to longer cleats or anything like that?
Well, I just think the biggest thing you have to do to be able to play on, you just got to keep your heels underneath you, your feet underneath you, and keep a base. You can't, overstride or get outside the framework of your body. And so we just talked to them about the type of steps you take and be able to basically keep their heels in the framework of the body.
And one thing I was amazed was all the umbrellas that were in the stands. There were a lot of people who came to the game despite it raining at kickoff.
Right, it was a big game, and our home crowd's been phenomenal all year. Our 5 home games have been packed out, and very, very proud of our home field advantage. The students come down, the faculty and staff do a great job. The city of Marshall, East Texas does a phenomenal job of coming supporting these young men and cheering them on to victory this year. We have a winning record at home for the 2nd year in a row, and that's a big deal to me and our program, and it's a joy to play there.
I want to commend the Tiger band. They were out there in full force.
Absolutely.
Even though they didn't get to didn't get to play at halftime. Yeah. They were in the stands playing the songs and being right behind your football team. Yeah. Let's talk more about the game itself. You win 27-21. You like to get out to a fast lead. You did that, 14-0. Right. But then you fell behind, and then the character of your team kind of took over and got the victory, 27-21. Tell me about that process, because you're going at halftime down. What did you tell your team at halftime?
Yeah, I like the way we came out. Just like you said, just like any good team does, they responded, and they were trying to win a championship themselves. And that when you play good teams, they're going to make good plays. And so when we came out at halftime, our job was to get the ball back as soon as we could to the offense and let them, continue to work and continue to move the ball and play field position a game and get that ball in the end zone. And our young men responded. There was desire in their eyes at halftime. There was an unrelenting want to win that game. And this team right here, they fight. They fight for what's good, and they fight for what they want. And they've been through some trials and tribulations this year, and they've pushed through and persevered. And their character did show in the second half. And our defense was able to take their game to a different level and shut down a very, very potent offense in the second half. And our offense scored twice, and that's what we needed to have happen. That's what we talked about at halftime. And special teams came through for us, made some big plays on special teams, and no negative yardage plays really in that type of conditions, and we were able to come out with the win. And that was that was the mantra at halftime. Our young men, to their credit, they responded and made the plays to win.
Of course, all year been preaching the play of special teams. I noticed because of a wet field, Worthington was in there on fourth down, but obviously you want to read the defense and bring him back to do the quick kick, which he did several times. That's a special team play, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's a strategy used in a wet conditions or, in normal conditions. So other teams try to use that. And so it worked our advantage on Saturday, and Worthington's done that. Geez, I don't know how far back, maybe since junior high, so he's good at doing all that stuff, and he's got big hands, and he can control that ball, and he does a great job. We just try to use all the abilities of all the young men, and he did a great job Saturday.
Once again, like the Belhaven game, it seemed like your opponent had problem holding on to the football, but I guess Worthington's big hands helped him keep the football in his hands.
Absolutely. I mean, people overestimate that, and Worthington's blessed by his parents and by God Almighty to have big hands, and that's what helps him throw that football, but also helps hang on to it in wet conditions.
All right, you win, like I said, you went down at halftime, 21-14, but you get the touchdowns from Kendall Robertson, a 2-yard run and a 3-yard run in the third quarter. I want to move to the fourth quarter. It's down to the point where you need to score. I want to back up to the third quarter, because I want to talk about a play that I thought was just totally playing chess with a football team. It's a good play to call. It's in the third quarter. It's the last opportunity possibly to score in that quarter, and you're driving down the field. You have the ball at the Hardin-Simmons, at the ETBU 44, and on 2nd and 7, you throw a pass to the 92, who's only 326 pounds, listed as a halfback, Cody Gandy. He makes the catch. He's tackled at the Hardin-Simmons 32. What a great play for that drive that went 26 yards.
I mean, it's a great call by Coach Walton. He did a good job of setting that up, and really it's been set up about 2 or 3 weeks. And again, Cody Gandy, to his credit, he's a big man. He's got great hands, and he's not going to leave anybody or run away from anybody.
He tried, though.
But he did try. He did try, and he's been mauling people. He's been doing a phenomenal job of playing that H-back role for us, and fullback, tight end type of hybrid, and doing a really good job of blocking. And we were finally in the situation. The defense was playing the right defense to take advantage of that. Coach Walton saw that and went out there, and they connected. Worthington and Gandy connected, and the only thing going through my mind is don't fumble that football. I kind of wanted him to go down, but he kept rumbling, and they couldn't get him down. He was dragging a few people, and to his credit, he caught the ball, and he did not fumble the ball.
Of course, that drive ended with Robertson's 3-yard touchdown run. And so let's go to the fourth quarter. Hardin-Simmons gets the ball back with about 3.5 minutes of play. And watching you on the sideline before your offense goes out there, I see you go to the offense and hold up one finger. Are you telling them we need just one first down?
Yeah. Every time you go to a game, we've got pretty much a clock chart at the end based off timeouts and how much time's on the clock, and based on what that was saying, how much time was on the clock, we knew that they had all 3 timeouts. We needed to get a first down in order to ensure the win, because they had to call those timeouts to leave the time on the clock. And so Kendall was not going to be tackled. I mean, he made a run for 190, almost 200 yards, whatever it was. But those yards at the end, he was going to get 11 yards at the end. And offensive line did a really good job. Everybody dug in and did what it took to get that first down and finish the game.
How was your second Gatorade bath of the year? Was it cold as the first one?
It was just as cold as the first one, and unexpected, just like the first one was.
At least it got the mud off of you.
Absolutely, just cleaned me up, right?
Well, Coach, one other thing, because of the win that you had over Hardin-Simmons, some of your players have been recognized this week because of their outstanding play. Yeah. American Southwest Conference once again has named 2 of your players as Players of the Week, Kendall Robertson along with C.J. Johnson. Talk about their play in the ballgame. First, talk about Kendall and his strong running on a very muddy field.
Yeah, 2 very deserving young men. I mean, in the conditions, Kendall respond again. I think he would tell you once again that thanks to his offensive line, we were going up against a really good defense, had a really good defensive line, and they've been giving people fits all year. And for our offensive line to go in there and to knock holes and to maul people and do such a great job in those conditions, and when everybody in the stadium knew we were fixing to run the football and still be able to block the front, I think was phenomenal. And Kendall's the beneficiary of all that. He is very gifted. He can run on top of that mud as faster than anybody else can. When everybody else is getting stuck, it seems like he's still moving forward. But ran with the passion, with the desire. He's a big-time player, made a big-time play in a big-time game for us.
Now, C.J. Johnson was recognized as the defensive player of the week. There's a picture that Brittany Gatlin, the photographer, took of him bringing down their quarterback. He's just covered with mud, but he's just holding on to that jersey for one of his 12 tackles that he had in the game. Talk about his play in the ball game in the conditions that everybody was under.
Yeah, CJ had his best game of the year, which was a great time to have that game. He's been getting better every week. He's done a great job. Been a force off the edge, an outside linebacker all year long. Has made some big time plays. Earlier in the year, I go back to a pick six he had. She was against Texas College, I believe, and so he's made some really good plays and come off the edge. And Saturday he just made a lot of them, and he was a force, and he was coming off the edge and tackles, sacks, and TFLs. He was in the backfield all day long, and just a credit to him of playing some really good, sound defense when we needed it the most. A lot of times those D linemen up front, they kind of do a lot of the dirty work, and those linebackers get a lot of credit and make a lot of tackles. You see Gary Gibson with a lot of tackles each week, and then CJ's getting up there and tackles, and those D linemen, they go up there and absorb those offensive linemen and slide across their face and really kind of do some of that dirty work, and CJ was a beneficiary of that this week also.
Let's move on to the present game at hand on Saturday, 1 p.m. in Belton. Last week we talked about how playing Hardin-Simmons for the Conference League was where you want your football team is, where your team at, where you want to be. This is where you really want to be at, because you have an opportunity to outright win the conference championship against Mary Hardin-Baylor Saturday.
Oh, absolutely. It's another championship game, and every game you win, they get more and more important. And so winning last Saturday doesn't mean that's the end. Winning Saturday means, hey, we get bigger games coming up, and what a joy to be able to prepare for a game the magnitude of this one. You get to be an opponent on the road. This will be our fifth homecoming, actually, Mike. We scheduled one on our roster, but other individuals scheduled another one, and so this will be our fifth homecoming game, and we're embracing that and accepting that challenge. And it's kind of late to have homecoming, last game of the year, but we're excited to go to Belton and celebrate homecoming this weekend.
Last Saturday, the Crusaders of Mary Hardin-Baylor beat Howard Payne 67-14 to move 8-1 in the year and 3-1 conference play. Their only loss in conference came to Hardin-Simmons, which you beat last Saturday. That game was a close ball game, 29-26. Give us a scouting report on the perennial power in the American Southwest Conference.
Yeah, they're a great football team. Their coach, Pete Fredenberg, has done a phenomenal job. The past 10, 11 years, they've owned this conference, and man, what a great program they got going. They got a great donor over there. They built them a stadium, and they recruit to that stadium. And this year, this will be their 7th home game in that stadium. So they've got probably the best 3 individuals on the defensive line of anybody in the conference where we played this year. Those 3 guys are really, really special. And on offense, they're potent. They can run in there, they can throw it. Special teams, they're typically the best special teams team in the conference. And so that's why we've been preaching the importance of special teams all year long. And we've been trying to focus on getting better each week at special teams. And so we'll have to match their play there and find a way to stop their balance on offense somehow. And to find a way, everything starts with us running the football. We got to find a way to run the football on that vaunted defensive line they have. So our hands are full. The task is large at hand this Saturday.
Now, the weather forecast, I've looked at it for Belton. It's supposed to be nice, sunny, great for college football. I know this week is kind of wet and muddy, more rain expected. Have you been able to use some resources in our community to maybe get on a turf field?
Oh, absolutely. We've been doing that the past 2 or 3 weeks, and we've got great friendships with local high schools and everything going around in Marshall. But Marshall ISD and Coach Harper's allowed us to go around the turf field in the evenings, and that's really, our kids have kind of embraced that, and they've kind of enjoyed being able to get a little bit more rest before practice in the evening. So they've kind of enjoyed it, and we'll go out there again tonight, and we'll keep practicing on turf to get ready to play on turf this weekend.
From a fan standpoint, as you head into the Saturday game, this is a huge game, and fans can get kind of anxiety over it. How do you keep your football team from buying into the hype, so to speak? I asked this question last week facing Hardin-Simmons, but continue as usual, the plan of what you do every week?
We didn't really change anything from a coaching standpoint or the way we approach it or how we're talking to them or anything in the field house. Those young men understand that every game you win, they continue to get bigger. There's a lot in the line of those young men. It's important to them now. You can tell when they go to practice, and we're continuing to get better and trying to prepare for this opponent and what the challenges they offer up on Saturday. And so we're going to work trying to do that every day and get better, but we're just going about the same way we always do. There's no reason to change what we're doing now. It's worked to this point, and so we'll kind of stay in our same routine, and we'll get on the bus Friday and just play the same type of game we played this weekend at home. We'll try to play it on the road.
1 p.m. kickoff against Mary Hardin Baylor. You hear the game right here on the ETBU Sports Net. Final question, Coach. Keys to the game for Tigers to be successful Saturday in Belton.
Yeah, I kind of alluded to it earlier. They've been the stand for special teams for a long time, and the very first meeting we had this year when we could start football meetings was a special teams meeting before offense and defense, and we started to practice with special teams. Special teams is the key to this whole thing, and we've got to be able to match their play and be able to play great special teams this week. If we're playing great special teams, then that hidden field position, those hidden yards that we always talk about each week on the show, hopefully we can win that battle and win our fair share of those hidden yards and play that field position battle and play good solid football and good championship football this weekend.
Alex Shetter, former ET Tiger football player, tweeted out on Saturday, I get excited when the Tiger scores a touchdown. There's a Tiger in the end zone. Yeah. He tweeted out, he says he hopes that I say there's Tigers in the playoffs. And that could happen with a win on Saturday.
Well, let's get ready to say that. It's going to take a win for us. We need a win to get in, and that'd be awesome. I'd love to hear that.
Thank you for your time, and best to you and your Tigers. Big football game again for ETBU as they play University of Mary Hardin Baylor Saturday at 1 p.m. in Belton. The victory by the Tigers are the outright American Southwest Conference champions. They can do no less than a three-way tie. Coming up next on ETBU Extra as we broadcast live from the Huffman Student Activities area in the Arnell Student Center, we'll talk Tiger basketball with the head coach of the Tigers, Bert West. We'll have more of ETBU Extra in just a moment.